Hello folks, welcome back to another video. Before we dive into this tour of this application and an overview, I wanted to thank Notion for being the sponsor of January 2020. They are the sponsors this month and you can find out all the details about them below. Now, Notion is an all-in-one workspace. I use it for a range of things and most importantly, holistically managing my work. I use it as my project manager. I use it as a way to be able to see for example, like each week I have like a business development Thursdays sort of thing where I sit down, I sort of overview what's working, what's not working in terms of activities that I'm doing. So it's almost like a holistical planner for me. I also use it to manage our upcoming list of stuff we need to get for the baby, also workout habits, and for finance too. So it's also become a treasure trove for planning and coordinating the majority of my life. Now you can check it out in the link in the description. I want to pay particular focus on the New Year's templates that are available. I'll include that link in the description, but you can use the 2019 year in review, the 2020 simple resolutions, and also a great one that allows you to plan a bucket list too. So Notion is really accessible. I recommend checking it out in the link in the description. Thank you guys. So, have you seen those masterclass ads and are curious at whether it's worth the money? In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at masterclass and giving you our first impressions. It's something that I wanted to try for a while, so let's dive into today's video. Okie dokie, so the pricing is something I wanted to mention before we began. Now, the pricing is £14.17 per month, and you probably think that's, I guess, fairly reasonable if you're paying for quite a lot. You're paying for 75 instructors, and also, according to them, it's 16,000 minutes worth of content. Now, of course, all of them are not going to be relatable directly to you, but at the same time, they're adding more and more. So in that year, they could probably be adding a couple more. At the rate they're going, they're probably adding about 10 per month, maybe, in the last 6 months, maybe. But then again, it might slow down. So as you can see here, you can get started. I have already paid for it. It was a grand total of £170 in the UK, so that probably works out about just over $200, which I think is fairly high. But then again, I'll talk through my reasoning to why I think the pricing's that high a little later on. Now, I wanted to show you around. I managed to get and play with a few lessons and take a few. What I did is, this is the masterclass account. This is what it looks like. Up here, you've got search, so you can search any of them. So, for example, if I'm like, okay, let me look at Hans Zimmer, because I saw that one a while ago. It's one of the earliest ones. You can see here that you can access all 24 of his lessons through search. Categories, so you can pin down, say, business people that you may want to follow, like Howard Schultz, the Starbucks founder. Community, this is almost like a Discord channel, so you can go into home page and almost like chat with people. It's not Discord, it's discourse. Forum chatting, as well as networking, contests, and student highlights. You've got quick lists as well as the courses I chose. And they, at the start, when you enter it, they ask you which courses you want to add to your library, which is quite nice because then it gets you sort of rolling. I chose the Bob Iger one on business strategy and leadership, also Malcolm Gladwell's one on teaching, Sarah Blakely on teaching self-made entrepreneurship, and Chris Voss's one on teaching the art of negotiation. So it's quite cool. You get to continue the lesson wherever you were at. And I started the second lesson of Bob Iger's one. Now, let me talk to you about that sort of structure of each one. So, for example, the Bob Iger one is 13 lessons. They range in size. They say the average lesson is, I think, 20 minutes long. But it depends on the course. This Use Your Time Effectively, which we'll jump into in a second, was about 6 minutes long. But whereas there's this one down here, Tenets for Success, it's about 16 minutes long. So let me show you what it looks like in each of the courses without showing you any of the content. So what's cool is you get the lesson as well as a downloadable workbook, which gives you either exercises or a summary of the session, as well as lesson discussions so that people can chat about, the sort of concepts that he talks about. Okay, so without showing you any of the content, because I'll probably get told off, you can see here that if I view all the lessons, you can see all the ones coming up. You can skip to the next lesson. When you pause it, the lesson PDF is downloadable, which is quite cool. You also get it down here as well, and you can rate the particular lesson that you are on. You can also scroll to a certain segment, and what I quite liked about this when I was on this structuring the day segment, it actually was quite interesting because it breaks down a specific lesson, and you also get sort of like when he arrives in the office, so you get a sort of idea of his day. But I'm looking forward to more taking these sort of 10-minute plus lessons, because I think they'll go into the more of the juice than these do. And I probably will do a 28 days after review. But you can also get captions as well if you want English captions on. So you can change the quality of the stream up to 1080p, which is great because they're filmed really in high quality. And of course, it's with the founder of the company, so that's really good. And you can see here the upcoming lessons. So these are the top rated lessons, but as you can see, they're a bit sort of chunkier in size. And this is a 13 lesson one. So you can get ones that are 24 lesson. Then I found a fair few that were, the majority actually, probably for 24 lessons, which is fairly good. And this is where the discussions tab can happen down here, and you can even attach any progress you're making as well. So what's cool is you also get like articles and lists. So for example, if you want to see certain videos and lessons that are particular to screen dialogue and stage that are sort of brought in by lots of different people, then you can do, and you can sort of read these lists and take advantage of them and the lessons that are inside of them. And as you scroll, obviously you get sort of like a Netflix preview of each one, and they sort of entice you to start them. There's 75. I would say the majority of them aren't going to relate to me, only because, like, I don't know, I'm not going to be learning ballet technique anytime soon. Neither am I going to be doing gymnastics. But again, it really depends, because I guess you could dabble in learning a bit about poker, or maybe looking at how makeup's done. I don't know, but you get the concept. This is sort of like the top people in each industry. So the pricing was £170, just over $200 for the all access plan. And the reason why I'm okay with that pricing is if you look at platforms like Skillshare, they obviously have maybe thousands of courses, but you're paying us $96 per year with them, which is about £74. It's about £100 more than Skillshare. But again, you're getting high quality filmed classes. You're getting people who have brilliantly experted their field, so they are the best in the industry at each thing. And you're also getting 75 classes of those, which is pretty good. So again, I think you're paying the premium, the £100 more, for the fact that you're, getting, professionals doing this. Again, I think that's a pretty high price. But again, if you, we charge just below $200 for our Notion course, and all you learn is Notion, whereas in this you can pick and choose. You can go through, I think, over 16,000 minutes of content, which is pretty reasonable. So again, it's fairly acceptable. I think it's an acceptable price. And again, you can always look out for deals. I think they have 20% off every now and then. They're always running ads, but it's totally up to that sort of company that you got to look for those ads, and they may not be running them all the time. But anyway, first impressions, pretty happy. Checked out the Bob Iger classes and was fairly impressed so far. I'll be taking a few, diving into them, and letting you know my 28-day opinion. And I'll actually give you my 28-day review, because 30 days, you actually get to return your money if you do not love the courses. So I will be giving you that, because I'll be taking a few and being like, wow, if I'm not impressed, massively impressed, then I can return my money, because there's a 30-day guarantee. So, let's see. They've obviously set a high standard with the so many ads, and over the years I've been bombarded with them. So now it's sort of the time to give you my review. But guys, I hope you found that useful. Please do let me know in the comments whether you've tried MasterClass, if you're an active user, whether you've been looking for it or whether you've been considering it. Let me know in the comments below. But guys, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys in a future video. Cheers everyone. Bye.